What are you making today, Miss Martha? Well, I'm transforming another vintage, classic, favorite family dessert into a lower calorie, higher nutrient biscotti bake. I'm doing fig Newton biscotti. Don't leave just because you hear the word fig Newton. Now, a fig itself has a very delicious taste. It's in between a date and a strawberry and a honey and an orange and a nutty. It's got wonderful flavors to it. People just don't like the fig Newtons because of that dried old cake that's on the outside of them. But you're going to love my fig Newton biscotti. I guarantee it. Let me just get stuff underway. I've got some prep work. I've got to chop up the dates, and I've got to chop up the figs, and I've got to get all the wet ingredients into the large bowl and the dry ingredients into their bowl. Look at the description and you'll see the ingredients that are into the process of transforming fig Newton into biscotti. Let me go ahead and get a cup of coffee, and please come back and we'll be underway. Okay, I'm just checking back in. I've got everything organized now. Well, of course I have everything in the right bowl, whether it's the wet, the dry, the add-ins, or the topping, but I haven't mixed each individual bowl. I'm just showing you. That's the wet. Ooh, let me go ahead and get the dry. Dry bowl. These are our add-ins with the lovely walnuts, hazelnuts, orange peel, figs, and dates. And of course this is the sea salt, coarse sugar. It goes on the loaves before they're baked. Alright, you give me a minute here. I'm going to mix everything thoroughly in the wet bowl. I'm going to mix everything together into the dry bowl, and then I'm going to start incorporating the dry bowl into the wet bowl to make a dough. So we'll pick back up then. Okay, this is going to take a while. This is going from the dry to the wet. We'll start mixing that together to make our dough. The consistency we're going to be aiming for is not as hard as like slice and bake refrigerated cookie dough, but thicker than pancake mix or cake batter. So it's going to be kind of a moist cookie dough, like one that you would be dropping by the spoonfuls, that kind of dough. Because if it's as dry and as hard as regular like a cookie dough, because it's a cookie, biscotti is a cookie, the add-ins will just fall right out. They won't stay into it when I'm trying to bake my loaves for it to bake. My oven's preheated at 330 degrees. I've got to line my parchment paper onto my baking sheets over there. So I'm just moving right along. Still staring. Okay, check it back in. I want to show you this is the consistency that you want. Okay, like a moist cookie dough. And this time I have extra flour here because I'm going to need that for my counter when I'm making the loaves. But it's time to add our add-ins. My favorite part. Get a workout here when you make biscotti, don't you? Okay, I have to mix all this in. We'll pick back up when I'm making the loaves. Show you how beautiful the dough looks. If I can lift the bowl. Oh, oh that's heavy. All right, let me get my counter floured, plain flour on the counter so it won't stick, and I can make my loaves. Now I'll put them on the parchment line. I'll pick back up with you. When we have the loaves ready, we're putting the pre-baked streusel topping on it. Be right back. A big bowl of dough bakes a big mound of dough. Now I got to shape this into loaves. Okay, so each one I'm going to do three bakes, which 3 trays, and each tray will have to have a second bake on them. So I would be in the kitchen. So good, but all my hard stuff's behind me now, so I can be crocheting over there on my Chihuahua sweaters or working on one of my paintings or taking the dogs out in the backyard as long as I watch the timer for when it's going to beep. Take them out and put the next tray in. Because with all the fruit that is in here, the orange peel, the dates, and the figs, they're going to give off a little moisture as it bakes. And even when it's baked, twice baked and cool, they're still going to have a little moisture in that fruit. So I've got to have a thinner bake or it's going to take too long. I'll be in here forever. So I'm going to do more trays, but in the long run, it's going to save me time in the kitchen. So each one of these thirds here, They'll be made into 4 little loaves, and they're gonna go on my baking pan over here. Yeah, I've got lined with parchment paper. Okay. And then we'll top them off before they go in the oven to bake with the coarse sugar, coarse salt mixture. Okay, we'll pick back up. All right, I've got the first tray ready. I don't know if you can see. Let's look down here. Can you see where I want them? There we go. Got our coarse sugar, sea salt mixture. Gonna go on top like that. I'm gonna pat it in, and they're going to bake. 45 minutes, 330 degrees. They'll come out. I'm gonna do, while they're baking, I'll be making the next loaves, putting them on the pan to go in for the next bake. So I'll be alternating bakes. This will be going on for a while. I'll pick back up with you when they've had their first bake, and I'm slicing them so you can see them as they lay down, because you're going to slice, then you lay it down on its side so it'll finish drying out and become a nice dry biscotti. Tell someone you're a baker without telling them you're a baker. Okay, so everything are made into the loaves. I just don't have a third pan, so when that tray comes out and it cools, well, when that tray comes out, this tray will go in for the first bake. Those will cool. You can't move them off the pan right away. You got to let them cool, or they'll crumble, they'll crack. It's because they have so much add-ins in them. If it was just almond flour and a few little almonds in it, and you were baking a basic biscotti, they wouldn't be that much of a trouble. But with all of the add-ins that you have here for the added nutrients, because you know figs are high in calcium, potassium, and magnesium, everything that an old man needs. And you know, these are my husband's birthday bake, so you know he's gonna love them. All right, we'll pick back up when they come out the oven. This is the real biscotti. Yeah, these are the baked biscotti. This is the real biscotti. But wait, there's more. Yeah, it's a matching hoodie. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I have 5 chihuahuas. So this is Biscotti's outfit for the Christmas family photo. This is Zach's. I crocheted all of them. I don't have a pattern. I just freehand crochet to the size of the dog. And this is Duke's. So I still have to do Tito and Bogart's. That's what I'm going to work on while I'm waiting for the biscotti to bake. Okay. Timer beep, let's take out the first tray. Get back, Jarvis. I'm going to walk up on these glasses. I can't see. Can't see. Ooh, sit right here for a minute. Put the second tray in. Going in. Biscotti. Okay, they've had their first bake. Now they've got to cool while they're still on the baking pan. And the baking sheet needs to cool as well. Then I'll remove those over to here, and we'll slice those, and we will put these on the cool baking pan and let the third tray get their first bake. Oh. Go check on my little chihuahua. He's having a reverse sneeze. Okay, we're just going to slice them to about 1 inch. So we'll go back on once I get everything off the tray. Oh, that's a nice beautiful fig right in the middle of that one. How pretty that looks. Then we'll lay back down like this so they can do their second bake. I don't need to pause. I need the camera running for all that. You've seen me slice biscotti before. So these are going to go back in for well, I'll slice all of these. They'll go back on a tray. But before they can go in for the second bake, I've got to put this in because I'm doing like a triple batch because it's my husband's birthday. And so instead of doing a German chocolate cake, which is full of calories and we're older and it's harder to burn off your metabolism, it's harder to burn off calories, we're doing a high protein, low calorie treat. He's going to love them. So, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. I'm going to cut the video short. They always run so long. Well, I'm going to finish in 10 minutes today. Hot diggity dog. Full recipe will be in the description for all items and ingredients, and there are several other such as lemon pound cake, pecan pie. I've done so many biscottis where I've transformed old vintage nostalgic sweets into a healthier treat. Thanks for liking and subscribing.